There's been more than 4 announcements on the derelict property tax since October. So every 8 weeks we're treated to this, where the Minister for Housing, he's sick of this and he's sick of dereliction. And, you know, he's putting the blame game then on the councils. But if you ask the councils, they're not given enough resources. If they were given the correct amount of resources needed for this, they would have no derelict buildings. They'd be able to buy tenant in situ in the cases that are needed. But they don't. They have a very finite amount of resources.
In Clare at the moment, this is according to the local authority's latest monthly management report. This year, 60 sites have been billed to a value of over €500,000 and just €48,000 has been collected. And I know you say that, look, the issue is with resources, but do you think there's some truth in what the Taoiseach is saying?
I know Clare County Council are fairly active on the derelict sites, and you know, the councillors themselves are constantly bringing this up with them, and Clare County Council are very active. They, in certain cases, like they may be able to buy a derelict site, but then they won't have the resources then to bring it up to a living standard. So, like, there's no additional resources for local authorities to recoup this funding. So, you know, to blame local authorities is just wrong.
Now the responsibility for collecting the levy is shifting away from local authorities to revenue. If there's going to be more changes, we won't know them until this plan is introduced. But do you think that's a wise move to bring revenue into the fold to collect the levy?
Yeah, a punitive derelict sites tax collected by revenue, and an end to waivers and an increase in the amount charged for every year property is left to rot. So those who choose to leave home empty in a housing emergency must be penalised. So bringing it into revenue will be a way of making sure that it is collected.
So that's a good mark, bringing it to revenue, but what else needs to be done, do you feel? Do you think, look, bringing it to revenue one thing, but are you advocating for more funding or more resources for the local authority to deal with it still as well?
Yeah, more resources towards the local authority, but an increase in the amount charged every year for a property that is left to rot. You see people that are looking at these buildings being left to rot, and they're homeless, they're living in box homes, they're in crowded conditions, and every year a building is left to rot. It takes more money then to bring it back up into a living standard. So we want to see every cent owed by speculators and landholders collected, and most importantly, we want to see an end to dereliction.